And it may or may not be a coincidence that we're visiting famous houses in Central Florida last month. Welcome everyone, and thanks so much for being here. For today's great adventure, we find ourselves at Jack Kerouac's house here in Orlando, Florida. And we're gonna delve into what he did here and how long he stayed here. And I'm asking you, come join me, please. And Jack Kerouac's house is located on the corner of Clouser Avenue and Shading Avenue, 1418 Clouser Avenue, here in a community or suburb called College Park, which is absolutely stunning. Beautiful old homes here. So Jack Kerouac was an American novelist and poet born in Lowell, Massachusetts on March 12th, 1922, and he passed October 21st, 1969 in St. Petersburg, Florida, about 2 hours from here actually. And one thing I want to mention real quickly about this house is the chimney right here. You don't see this too often in Central Florida. And it just feels like you wouldn't need one, especially on a day like today, where it's 9:30 and it feels like it's 95 degrees already. And for geographical purposes, if you're wanting to come to Jack Kerouac's house, College Park is basically about 2 or 3 miles directly north of downtown Orlando. So a couple of famous works that would be linked to this house also from Jack Kerouac, or Kerouac, I don't know, it's a French-Canadian last name, is on the road, and his sequel, Dharma Bums, which was written in this house. So Jack Kerouac stayed here for a short period of time from 1957 to 1958. And he wrote the follow-up to On the Road, Dharma Bums, here in this house. And pause if you like, but here's a historical marker about the Jack Kerouac house. And this house was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2013. And to be more specific, Author Jack Kerouac didn't actually stay in this house. He actually stayed in the back part, right back in the corner here, in a little room back there with his mom. And currently the owners of this house is the Jack Kerouac Foundation. So basically what the foundation did, it turned this house into basically a work for stay. What that means is writers can stay here for a few months at a time and write their novels in this house, which I think is pretty neat. And one thing I want to point out, if you want to make the pilgrimage to see Jack Kerouac's house, you know where it's at now, but please, this is on the front door, it says, please respect the privacy, basically. Don't go up to the front porch, because people might be working in there. So when Jack moved down here back in '57, he moved down here pretty much penniless to be with his mother and his sister. Coming to the back of the house here, there's some well-known photographs of Jack with his notepad about the travels he experienced around the country. And in front of this door here, there's a famous photograph of Jack sitting down eating oranges that he supposedly grew here at this house. And it's been well over 55 years since he stayed here, but doing a quick cursory look at the property, I don't see any orange trees here, so things change obviously, so maybe the tree's not here no longer. And due to it being such a tiny room, there's rumors that Jack would come out here in the evening, late evening, with a sleeping bag and actually sleep out here in this backyard. And I'm not exactly sure which room it is, because there's 2 windows right here and one over here. One of them was Jack's room. And if you check their website, they do offer tours here of this house, or you can just come yourself and make the pilgrimage and check it out. So what makes this house so special of all the places that Jack lived at? Well, one, remember, he was penniless. And while he was here, potential publishers were looking at his book On the Road, hoping that someone would pick it up. And it was here that the publishers did pick it up. He became famous basically overnight. And he also became the voice of a generation, the Beat generation. So if you're in the Orlando area and you're a big fan of Jack Kerouac, this is definitely a must stop. Spend a few minutes here, take some photos, and pay your respects. When Jack Kerouac died in 1969 at the young age of 47, he died of an abdominal hemorrhage. Basically, he drank himself to death. Now, if you remember, I mentioned Jack moved down here to be with his mother and sister. Well, his sister actually passed in Orlando, and she's buried in Greenwood Cemetery, which I did a video. I'll put a link on the screen there. We didn't find her grave, unfortunately, but she's in the Greenwood Cemetery in Orlando, probably 20 minutes from here. And that's about it here at the Jack Kerouac's house, author and poet. He didn't spend a lot of time here, but the time he spent here was so significant to his life. Please like and subscribe. Take care. Until next time, bye from the Jack Kerouac House here in Orlando, Florida. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider becoming a channel member. If you already are one, thanks for the support. Let's grow this together.